working out. All kinds of things going wrong, just like Mercury retrograde when it said its worst. Okay, I'm live. Good morning. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm a bit late. I didn't mean to. And then technological stuff, how was happening, just stopping me from going live. But I was also a little bit late too. I got a new desk. I'm loving it. It's flat. It's strong. It's sturdy. It's a little bit bigger as well, so I've got more space, which is great. So, welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm going to do channeling for the collective, as usual, but I'm also giving mini reads as well. I was straight before. I'm giving mini reads as well. If you're interested in one of those, I didn't test my voice before I started. If you're interested in the mini read, check out the pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. Have we got anyone in today, or am I just doing this for nothing? Did I rush for nothing? Anyone joining us today? Or shall I just get on with my work? Chickens in the house. Having a look outside. I haven't had any coffee yet. Let's write that right now. Yeah, if you're wanting a mini read, I'm just going to brush my hair. If you're wanting a mini read, check out that pinned comment pinned up top of the live chat. Tells you how to do it. There's a PayPal link in there, which is my preferred method. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube if you want. If you want. Can do that. What's that? I didn't have time to clean the desk either. So it's all a bit messy. I found these cards that I bought in Barley as I was sorting out my desk. So I'll get into those a little bit. We'll use them a little bit. I've got my new chest of drawers there, which is a little bit of a distance from me. Hey, Maria. I saw there is someone here. It's worth me working then. Because it is quite an effort, to get up in the mornings and do these so early in the morning. I have to get up at 5:30, and even then I'm rushing to get ready for it. I don't have to do it. Maybe I should have a week off or something, especially if it's going to be quiet like this, because it is a lot of effort to get up and do this. And if there's going to be 2 people here, 5 people now, still, it's not worth it, is it? I love doing it, but I've got a busy time right now. Yeah. Let's pull some cards out for the collective anyway. So bring your friends along, otherwise I might stop doing this. Seriously. It's very quiet, and then it brings my YouTube channel down because the other videos are getting like 1,000 views. This gets like 60. It's not good. It brings my channel down. The richness within. Let's see my new desk. Ooh, look, it's big. It's much bigger. I love it. And it's straight and it's flat. The other one was so bowed. Richness within. I feel like the camera's so far away. I could probably put it on the desk now and then it might not fall over. Hang on, I'm going to do something. Oh, I was not doing very well. I'm going to move the camera. I haven't tried this setup on. Yeah, wait, let's move this first. Oh, look, you can see my Mac. Let's put you like that and just check this out. Okay, and then let's see if we can put this on the desk. Oh, well, wait a minute. How about that? More of a downward direction then. It just might be more sturdy here on the desk, is what I'm thinking. Move you up. Move you up. Okay. Hey, Charlie and Jasmine, how are you? Okay, that's good. Hey. Okay, I think this is my new setup now. See plenty of the desk. There's more space for cards. Wait, I'm just going to move it a little bit. Got to be careful because these tripods are not very stable. There we go. How's that? Bit of more of an acute angle, but the camera fell over twice when I was recording. I had problems on Monday. The wind blew the camera over, so I closed all the doors and put the aircon on, and then the aircon blew the camera over. So, hi Jessica. Okay, set up now. More coffee. I'm going to get into the cards. The richness within. You guys want to talk about the richness within? Oh, that's hot. Something that's inside of us. I don't know whether I like this camera angle so much. Just because it's so down. Courage. Need to have courage. I'm going to a Christmas party today. I don't know why I felt like saying that, but I am. I'm going to a Christmas party. It's a children's Christmas party today. All my friends are organising it, so I'm going along. I'm one of the sponsors of it, under my personal name, not my business name. And I'm looking forward to it. There's a gap. This desk is slightly higher. I'm just wondering whether I'm going to lose things down there. So that'll be exciting. Ty's have got great games. Christmas games, party games. They got good ones. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always fun. That'll be good. And then we're having an after party as well. Adults after party. Because I said I wasn't going training. And they said, why? You hurt? And then my legs are a little bit hurt at the moment. And I said, well, no, I'm going to the party. And I said, oh, you're coming the day after then? And I said, oh, well, maybe not. And they're like, the party's meant for the children, you know. And I, yeah, but the organisers want an after party, so and good for them, good on them as well, because they put a lot into the organising of this each year, and they deserve the after party. It's hot. It's really hot, and it's not hot outside. That's the weird thing. It's not at all hot outside, but it's really hot in here. How can the aircon be so bad that it's warmer in here than it is outside? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how that is even possible, you know? But it is, apparently. So let's get some tarot out then. So if anyone wants a mini read, check out that pinned comment up top. If you've got a question for your higher self, put a capital Q at the start of your comment, but it's by donation, you know. I don't do this stuff for free. Not any of my readings. There are some scammers out there at the moment as well. Watch out for them. Pretending to be me. I don't offer free readings, and I'm not ever going to email you. And like, you wouldn't believe how busy I am. I've got readings to do as well, and I've got a party to go to. And I'm like, oh, I've got the recording to do today, private readings to do, and then a party to go to. I don't have time to message people. So those people that are messaging you, that have got my picture and everything, they're not me. I ain't ever going to do that. I'm way too busy. I hardly even have time to get back to my friends on Messenger, never mind. There's no way I'd be randomly messaging people. Like, seriously, no way. So let's get some cards out. Tarot cards, see what the guides want to tell us about today? It's really hot. The 18 of, no, it's it's Samain. Thank you, Charlie. Excuse me. My voice doesn't work in the morning. It never does. It's not just when I'm doing this. It doesn't work in the morning when I go to training either. On my days off doing this. Does anyone else have that? Your voice just doesn't work in the morning. It's weird. Anyway, we've got Samain. Oh, isn't that what we just had yesterday? Is it? Didn't we just had the shortest day yesterday? That stuck to me. We just had the shortest day yesterday in the Northern Hemisphere. What does that look like? Samain. Samain. Here it is. It's the moon card. Samain. No, it's October the 31st. Here we go. Julie, do you have a question? Oh, you already asked your question. Can you please tell me how to keep my head above water? Kicking. Swimming questions, seriously. I'm sure you don't mean that. Let's read this Samain. During this festival, the great goddess reigns in the form of the crone, and the great god in the form of the horned god of the Lord of Death, or the Lord of Death. Pagans honor ancestors and prepare for a time of reflection. Some consider Samain the most important holiday, saying it marks the end of the old year and the beginning of the new year, because this was the season when weaker animals in flocks were killed and eaten. Samain is associated with death in general and the yearly death of the god. It's said that on this evening the veil between worlds is thin, making it an ideal time for divination and for honoring the ancestors. This holiday prepares us for the dark days ahead. So now it's not what we just had. What did we just have? We just had the shortest day. What's that called? Can't speak. I let the chicken cat out. Let you watch me. You going somewhere, chicken? My old neighbours are coming back. There's obviously been an animal out there overnight because she's sniffing around. She was sniffing the chair before she came in. And she's gone out there sniffing again. Maybe something sprayed. I can't smell it. Whatever it is. Tonight is Halloween. But the shortest day, which was yesterday in the Northern Hemisphere, or the longest day in the Southern Hemisphere, called something. Line of Fire. Oh, I think we had him out on Monday. I live in Thailand. I'm on Koh Tao, little island in Thailand. Charlie. How can Charlie keep her head above water? So you're in a struggle at the moment. Hey, oh, well, this is good advice. Talk to someone and get support. The right people. The right people. You got to talk to the right people and get support. I've got this feeling like you're going to the wrong people and asking for support and they can't. You're going to those other ones that can't. It's like if you were in the water and you were drowning, you don't cry out to the other people that are drowning and expect them to help you. You call to the lifeguard or the ones in the boat, the ones that have got, yeah? You call to the ones that have got. So You're being asked to talk to someone and get support. You're allowed to be helped. You know, it's weird. One of the big turnarounds in my finances when I was really struggling was when I asked my dad for some money. Like, I'm hardly ever in touch with my dad and my family at all. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to ask him. And he did. He sent me some money. And then my money started flowing from other places, well, through my business. And it's like, well, how? Why did that unlock the energy? Just asking someone to help, unlock that energy. You got to ask the right people. You got to ask the people that have got it. There are people. There's 7.8 billion people on this planet. Of course, there's people. Now, whether you are open to accessing those people is another thing, You could go out there and you could actually talk to someone face to face, the first person you meet. But some people won't do that, We all have access to everyone, especially now. Especially now we have access to everyone. But the fact that you're not, see, this is what I was getting, is you're not going to the right people. And I definitely was getting that you will approach the other drowning people. I mean, they're your comfort zone, in the same boat as you, so to speak. They're the people that you're approaching, and they aren't the people that are going to help you. They're the people that are in the same predicament. It's just like we can't give when we're not full ourselves, when we haven't sorted our own abundance out, when we're not paying our bills. We've got nothing to give from. And people try, and people focus on that giving when they're in that predicament. But we can't, because really, if we're honest with ourselves, all of our energy and all of our mindset and everything is like trying to keep our head above water. We're in a panic state all the time. We can't do anything good from that place. We've got to sort ourselves out first. The universe can work through us when we sort ourselves out first. So you're asking the right question. You've got to sort yourself out. But this is saying you've got to be around the right people. You've got to ask the right people for help. And it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable asking anyone for help. But you have to do it. Including physical action. You're not an island. You're allowed to have people help you. And there are people out there that will help you. But you don't have access to them until you feel good enough or worthy enough to deserve help before you ask, And like I said, when you're trying to keep your head above water, you're in a panic state. So you'll be thinking how can I pay the next bill? Like, there isn't anyone to ask for them to pay my next bill. When we're in a panic state, we ask silly questions like that. And when we're in a calm state, not panicked, we ask better questions like, who could give me a great job so that I can not only pay this bill but that bill and get my savings together and get my life together? See, it's a totally different mindset. When we're in the panic state, we can't do anything. We can't do anything good. And so you've got to put yourself and your feelings first, because you're way more important than anything else that's going on in your life. How you feel is way more important. If you had a newborn baby that was crying, you would pick that baby up and cuddle it, right? Because you know that its well-being and how it's feeling is really important. You wouldn't say, no, I can't pick you up. I've got to pay. I've got this bill to pay. I've got to find someone to help me pay this bill. You wouldn't do that. You would know that baby and how it feels is really important. You're that baby. How you feel is way more important than anything that you've got going on in your life. So tend to yourself first. Calm yourself down, go, oh, well, whatever's going on, it's going on. But I'm way more important than that. We're way more important than anything. Than money, than bills, than anything like that. So you do that. Money will never equal abundance. You see, you're going to stay there. With an attitude like that, you're going to stay there. The universe can't work through you. It can't help other people through you if you're not helping yourself. It's got to scrape you off the floor every single time. It's got to save you every single time because you're not looking after yourself. I cannot express to you how important self-love is. Sorting your abundance out and all of that. And people that have got a problem with it say things like that. But money isn't abundant. So you're going to live that your whole life if you've got that point of view. You'll never get out of it. The universe wants to work through you. It does want to help people through it, but it cannot when it's got to keep on saving you because you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah. So you actually do care about bills. That's why you ask the question, how can I keep my head above water? You've got to focus on it and scrape yourself off the floor, save yourself. Haven't you heard that so many times? You've got to save yourself. No knight in shining armor is going to come along. People will help you and support you. You've got to ask them. You've got to ask the right people for help and for real help. Like, get a really good job that's going to pay. Something like that. I saw let me find it on Facebook. The Queen Code, you know that? Oh, join our Facebook group while you're at it here. Here we go. Let me find it, the Queen Code. She posted something yesterday. I'm very rarely on Facebook to see anything, but I saw this yesterday. Just want to read this out. Can't remember what it says now, but I'll find it. Not that one. Nope. She posts a lot, this lady. Nope, not that one. Here we go. At some point, you don't need any more advice or motivational quotes or clever sayings. You just need silence and a work ethic. It's so true. There's a point where we are so damaged and so lost that we need a lot of motivation and all of that, and that really helps us. But there's some point where you need to make that switch and just get a work ethic and realize it's your life. You've got to do it, and you've got to do these things, and you've got to get on with it. I really like that. She's a straight shooter. So there you go. That's what your higher self has to say anyway. Ask the right people for help. 9 of Fire. For the collective again. 9 of Fire. Is Pluto. Some say that the only absolutes in life are death and taxes. Pluto reigns over these infamous aspects of the human experience. He does so with cool compromise and composure and promises. Astrologically, whether given status as a planet or not, Pluto, didn't we have this him on Monday? I think we did. Whether given status as a planet or not, Pluto governs those things in life that absolutely have to happen. As god of the underworld, it's fitting that Pluto is associated with death, which leads to transformation and renewal. Really, Pluto is not so much a dispenser of death as he is a surgeon, helping us to dispose of situations that are completely played out and shedding anything that no longer serves us. Pluto also deals with issues of sex, power, and control, making sure that we know when these are appropriate and necessary to pursue and when it's time to let go. Although the experiences of Pluto are often hard and painful or even terrifying, the rewards are vast. A renewal of life and spirit, psychological and personal growth, wisdom, and the ability to transcend adversity. So the 9 of Fire heralds the inevitable. Unlike 7 of Fire, the events of the 9 are often not a surprise. Yeah, we know where we're headed, really. More often we see them coming. We know we should prepare, but we resist. The changes Pluto promises are usually difficult and ones we'd rather forgo. While that's not possible, there is at least a promise of riches at the end of the journey. The richness within. So there's something unknown, but it's not so unknown, is what's saying here. Oh, I'll show you the cards. Hang on. So we've got this Same now, which is about the unknown. It's about it's the moon, it's things lurking in the darkness. There's a little bit of light shed on it, but it's not the sun. It's not totally revealed. And the Nine of Fire saying, but we know where we're headed, really. You know, we can BS ourselves, but we know where we're headed. It's obvious. We don't get any lack of signs of where we're headed. But so often we want to stick to our guns and go, no, I want it my way. I want to keep on doing what I did. And I'm going to get different this time, which we're not. So we're headed towards something here. We're headed towards something. And it's inevitable. And it might not be easy. It just depends how much we've prepared. It depends how much we've been honest with ourselves, I think, and notice the way that things are flowing. Her again, Mother of Air, with all of her books. And the Two of Fire choice. The Mother of Air. Just getting to know this deck. It's a very strange book. It's all over the place. Hard to find things. And then these cards, these court cards, have hardly got any information on them at all. Because it's slightly different than the tarot, I guess. The Mother of Air writes books and creates language. Oh yeah, it was about communication. Right. She builds bridges with words and ideas, helping you communicate more effectively. Something needs to be communicated to solve the problem, learn the truth, communicate with somebody. Somebody's back on the island. An ex of mine. Hey, Melissa. So-Ann. Is it? So-Ann. Didn't know that. Hey, me, Miss Jade. Wow, you're up late. So-Ann. Really? There's some communication to be had here, and it's inevitable. I think, like in my personal situation, there's a lot of people coming back to the island, of course, right now, because they do, for New Year's and stuff, around this time. Well, not a lot of people, some people, because of what's going on in the world, but, yeah, my ex is back. I haven't spoken to him since, like, April. It's a long time for us, but it's good because it was a codependent relationship. I mean, he's an addict, so, but we do need to talk. We do. Two of Fire is about a choice of what action to take. Headed towards something. It's inevitable because something is being revealed. Even though we know where we're headed, really. This is Mercury. Again, communication. The Roman god called Mercury was known for, among other things, delivering messages between goddesses, and mortals. Astrologically, this Mercury deals with how we think and reason, as well as how we communicate, including writing, speaking, and listening. By extension, it also governs how we gather and process data. Two of Fire represents an importance of communication. Either there's something that must be said or something that must be heard. The surrounding cards will help identify which way the communication needs to flow and with whom. Well, the Mother of Air is next to it. So I'm guessing it's the feminine that needs to communicate, which it was on Monday. Ah. Turn that up. That's around communication too, is it? So-Ann. Is that how you say it? So-Ann. Or So-Ann, is it? Where's this communication going, Mercury? Too many. Everything's a little bit too far away now. The Five of Water. Five of Water. I feel like I'm like a private investigator or something with these cards sometimes, especially when it's a new deck to me like this, when it's different. It's like the guides can give me different messages than what I usually pick up through things. Five of Water. Because I'll look at these books. Okay, Five of Water is war. You like it? It's nice, huh? Yellowy. But it's flat. It makes such a difference when it's flat. My other one was so warped, it was ridiculous. The staff have got it now anyway, they like it. Someone will be using it, and they'll think it's the best thing ever. Five of Water war. Older even than the classical, and I've ordered myself a new chair as well, because this chair is falling apart. It's also the humidity has wrecked it. A chair with an actual back on it as well, not just a stool. Older even than the classical Roman pantheon, Belladonna is an Etruscan goddess of war. As we noted with Aphrodite, war is sometimes closely linked with love and relationships. We don't mean war in the usual sense, of course. In terms of relationships, the word war is symbolic for a clashing of wills and desires, when one party wants something that the other party does not want. Belladonna, as a war goddess, is particularly invoked for victory and for something that is very useful in obtaining that victory, strategy. While Belladonna may wield common elements of physical destruction, swords, spears, one assumes her most deadly weapon is a mind. The reminder here is to make sure your strategy is sound before taking your first step. Be clear on what you want to achieve and think through the very best way to achieve it. It may be difficult, for as the Belladonna symbolizes, danger and deception are all around. Why are they calling it the Belladonna now? They called it the Belladonna before. Do they mean Belladonna? There's so many typos in this book, it wouldn't surprise me. The Five of Water indicates a highly dramatic situation with all parties involved feeling highly charged and restless. Oh no. Communication is off. Relationships are faltering. It will take a cool head to navigate this situation. Okay. Okay. It says Belladonna, Bellona. But then, later on, calls her a Belladonna. Like, there seriously are so many typos in this book, but it says Belladonna a lot of times and Belladonna only once, so the Belladonna might be the typo. A lot of sentences don't make sense in this book. They need a proofreader. Anyway, is the stuff going down? The communication, it might be hard. I feel like it's coming from us. we might need to straight shoot. Yeah, we might need to do some straight shooting. Worries. So, I think this is inevitable. I think this is a communication that's inevitable and it's not going to be very easy or not the way that you chose it. I've had this guidance coming out lately, especially in the last week. Some people are trying to do the right thing, and the thing that will appease everyone or please everyone, not wanting to hurt anyone. But here we've got a situation where it's never going to be sorted out unless there's some straight shooting communication going on. There needs to be a war in a way, like a confrontation, like with an addict, right? There needs to be a confrontation. You can't just pander around it and for any great change to happen. You can't. That's just enabling them, right? There needs to be a point where it's straight shooting. Like, this is messed up. You need to like say it as it is. That's what I'm feeling is going on here. So there could be a situation that we've been trying to navigate and be nice to everyone without calling a spade, because calling a spade is the confrontational kind of way of doing it. But that is the only way that's going to create change. It's inevitable. In other words, there's nothing else that we can do in this situation. There's nothing else that's going to change it. And you've seen, this is saying that you've seen it coming. You know that this is what it's going to take. It's just one of those situations. It's one of those situations where the communication that is needed is tough love in a way. It's that kind of thing, or a fight, some kind of a fight. There is a time for it. You know, I've got a friend that's wears a t-shirt to training sometimes, and it says, I love it. What does it say on the t-shirt? It says something like, fighting is the... No, it doesn't say fighting is the answer. I can't remember, but it's really funny. It makes me laugh every time she wears it. Because sometimes it is, you know, sometimes tough love is called for. It's not tough love. It's honesty. It's honesty. Yeah. Huh. The Seven of Fire next. This old man. He looks a bit raggedy. Looks like he's been through it, this one. Who's he? It's Uranus. Is a crazy genius of the skies. While he brings shocks and surprises, they are usually in the long run exciting and beneficial. Well, when Uranus decides to make its presence known, it's usually by way of sudden big changes. Like, we're going to get the Tower card out, aren't we? Or maybe not get the Tower card out, because I think it's us. I think it's us causing this Tower moment. Sometimes brought on by radical impulsive behavior, or just as likely brought on by no apparent cause. The events heralded by Uranus serve to break us out of ruts and inspire our inner genius. Rules are broken willy-nilly, and originality and insight ensue. Free from bonds of stagnation, boundaries, and ennui, independence, innovation, and idealism are the new normal. Seven of Fire promises exciting times. We should be ready to expect the unexpected from life and from ourselves. And in this case, do not expect the surrounding cards to provide much detail about the particulars. That's the point of this experience, not knowing what's coming. So we don't know what's coming, but we kind of do, and it's us that's going to create that change. It's us that's going to instigate it. The Crown of Water. The Crown of Water. She looks like she's got a dog face. Puppy face. The Crown of Water. Okay. What sentence has she got? She put some water in a bottle. She knows that there'll come a difficult time when a dear memory will be needed. That's all of the information that she's got on her. She's keeping something for when it's needed. Holding something back maybe for when it's needed. I don't know. I don't know why she's there. And the Seven of Earth. Of staying, it's kind of staying grounded through it. is what I'm getting from this. Because the Seven of Earth to me is always about tending to our environment, staying stable through it. It's time to move carefully, pay attention to your environment, be extra sensitive to energetic flow. Move and experience things differently than normal. Recognize that this is a new situation and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Flow as gracefully as possible without jarring or upsetting the balance. Because it feels like we're going to jar or upset the balance here, maybe for other people. But to me, this is saying, like, tend to your environment, like, make sure that you're grounded, make sure, you're looking after yourself through whatever's going on. You need a place to retreat to, I think this is what it's saying. So something's going to blow up. I did notice, on that full moon, it was getting a little crazy out there. A lot of arguments. I went out and there was a lot of people arguing. Couples, friends, a lot of arguments going on. Oh. So something needs to be said. Divine Feminine needs to say it. In the energy updates lately have been about, well, in fact, yeah, for a lot of the energy updates over Christmas as well. It's about the same thing as well. Christmas might now go down as other years have gone before, especially in the what gets done and what doesn't get done by whom kind of department. There's a lot of switching up of dynamics and of traditions as well. Maybe by the people that are upholding those traditions. This Mother of Air, this is about communication, but I'm seeing this differently now. This picture, because she's big, she's in the clouds there, she's like a goddess. And it could be seen, this picture, as if she's throwing the books out. She's throwing the rule books out. She's doing things differently now. She's had enough of it, It could be that. It could be. Let's see with this deck. This is the So Below deck from the same set. In these readings, we seem to have had a lot of warnings lately, but nothing yet has gone down, not in my personal life anyway. Anyone else? Although, it's rare that the readings ever involve me. I have a happy life. With very little drama in it. Okay. Oh, okay. The Five of Chalices. It's the Miserable Lady deck. Here's one of them. What's she got? Flowers? No, it's a tissue. I think it's a tissue or a piece of paper. She's not happy. She's being left out. She's leaving herself out. She's not happy. So many of these women in this deck are not happy. Five of Chalices. Five of Cups. Things did not work out as this woman had hoped. Her expectations were not realized. Unfortunately, this does happen in life from time to time. Mourning is like calling to the divine. It can come to comfort and heal. Reactions to loss and grief. She's got going on here. It'll be swift and unexpected. Can you feel it, Melissa? Can you feel it in the air that something's about to go down? I like that feeling, sometimes I get that feeling around a full moon and it feels like it needs to happen. When there's going to be an argument and it needs to happen. That kind of an energy. I like that. It's the Aries in me likes that kind of stuff. Who was it we were talking to on Saturday? Because me and my group of friends, we all do Muay Thai. Someone was saying something to us. I'm like, you need to realize that you're talking to a group of fighters here, boy. Can't remember. The magician. We're manifesting it. Really. Really. Something does need to go down. Something needs to be said. Something needs to come out. And it's exciting, but it's a little bit scary too. I mean, you might need to run for cover, you know. Wow, I had that. That reminds me of a reading that I gave maybe 2 years ago. One of the energy updates. I remember it. It just flashed back to me. Where it was like, this, you need to say something and then duck for cover. It's not exactly that energy, but it's reminded me of that. The magician has all her tools in place, has created a sacred space. Thank you, Jessica. And is clear on what she hopes to accomplish. She's but a few short moments and a few important words away from manifesting change in her life and the world. Okay. She's a few short words away from manifesting change in her life and the world. Something needs to be said, and that's going to create the change. Something that you've been fearful about saying, but you know that needs to be said. And you know you need to say it. You're just a few important words away from manifesting change in your life. Well, I had this conversation yesterday saying that I was going to this party and about training and stuff. And then Mr. Handsome last night in our group chat of all me and my friends, I don't usually pay attention to it that much. But I noticed that he'd asked something, so I translated it. And he'd asked about the party today, and he knows damn fine when it is. Because it was only like 2 hours before that we'd had the conversation about it. But he was asking about it, and he got himself an invite to it. March. You're Pisces, Jenny. Donald, hello. Stuff in Capricorn. Capricorns have got what it takes though to do it, right? You use that stubbornness for you. I think that's what's good about Taurus. I'm Taurus sun sign, but I'm born on the cusp of Aries, and I've got a lot of Aries in my chart. And Taurus, I think what Taurus has got over Capricorn in a way, because everyone's got like a balance of stuff, right? Taurus has got the stubbornness as well, but Taurus tends to use it for themselves. You know what I mean? Not everyone, but tend to use it to benefit ourselves. So it's why Taurians get called stubborn so much, because it often doesn't benefit others, and other people want the Taurian to benefit them, you know? So use that, you know? Whereas Capricorn can tend not to do that, you know? I've got a lot of Capricorn friends, and you can get stuck in the trap of using it for other people. You know, of deciding to help another person, even when it's not serving you anymore, but you keep on doing it. 9 of Chalices. Party! Party! With a birthday cake. Well, it's interesting, right? Because I'm on this other deck now, and I've got the 9 of Chalices in my hand here. But I opened the book, and here it opened up to the 9 of Water, Prosperity. I'm laughing because it says everything is just so different in this book. Like it says chalices on the card and it says cups in the book. It actually says water on those cards and it says water in the book as well. So let's read that one out because look, prosperity, the 9 of cups, and look what was on the bottom of the deck. Prosperity, Lakshmi. She's kept on looking at me all that time from the bottom of the deck, and I thought, why can't we have nice cards? Why have we got all this darkness? Keeps on coming out every time. Every time I do these psychic cafes, we get these warnings and stuff lately. And I'm like, but there's Lakshmi, and that's a beautiful card. Why didn't you give me that card? And then we've kind of got this card, and it is that card. So I'll read it out anyway. Prosperity. Lakshmi is the beloved Hindu goddess of prosperity. She governs over abundance and wealth, both material and spiritual. She is known for her generosity, freely giving to those who would but receive her gifts. No matter how much she shares, she never runs short, but there's more than enough for everyone. There's no moral judgment about which sort of prosperity, material or spiritual, is more desirable. Lakshmi and her devotees love and honor both, for one is the reflection of the other. Another insistence of as above, so below. An interesting law seems to be at work with Lakshmi. It seems that she's able to give without restriction, and by doing so only increases her own prosperity and her generosity. In a symbiotic twist, she needs to give, though she needs those to give to in order to increase her own blessings. Likewise, it would seem that we also, in order to fully enjoy our blessings, need others with whom to share. Yeah. Lakshmi seems to teach us that giving increases rather than lessens our prosperity. It's a strange thing, and the guides have told me this as well. So let's not focus on abundance right now. Let's focus on, say, a codependent person, someone that will enable other people. My guides have told me, when you've got something like that going on, you're actually creating the need for the imbalance in the other person. You're creating the need for, say, a narcissist to be narcissistic, to balance you up, to give you the less on the other side of the coin. We're actually creating it by having these issues. And what's being said here is she's kind of aware that through her generosity, she's actually, she needs people to be disadvantaged to give to. And yeah, the guides have told me this. It's like, be careful. Like, it is important to heal yourself because it might be horrifying to realize, but you're actually creating the need for other imbalanced people and problems. It's like years ago I used to do charity work, and I got this, like, because it was just so obvious. And I think anyone that does charity work gets that lesson eventually, is that you're not helping. You're not helping, and it's, you think you are, and then you're not, and it's like, whoa. Interesting. The 9 of Water promises increased prosperity, both material and spiritual, as well as others to share it with. Blessings and gifts and revelations abound as if from nowhere, simple in response to your own generous actions and simple requests. It can be the presence of prosperity coupled with the inability to receive or accept the blessings, turning your back on gifts. Say, no, it's all right. Anyway, I think it's talking about us manifesting it here. We're a few short words away from the party kind of thing, the celebrations, our wishes coming true. Something in that as well about if we're creating the need for imbalanced people through wanting to, say, give to others, excessively I'm talking about. And I have noticed that the majority, of course, we try and give the help that we need to receive most our help ourselves, right? And so the most generous of people are the ones that have the least because they're not realizing it's about self-love. They've got to do it for themselves. It's like me, you know, when I always had that intention that I wanted to mother those that didn't have a mother, and I always wanted to take people under my wing, and until I realized it's me that doesn't have a family, it's me that is orphaned, it's me that hasn't had that experience. I need to do that for myself, and that's when I got healthy about it, you know. Started giving it to myself instead of trying to project it onto other people. Generosity can be that too. And when we do that, when we imagine that other people have got that same problem, project it onto them, when really it's our problem, it's actually a judgment of them because we're putting it on them, like, you poor thing. You poor thing. Jessica, let's do some minis. Hi, Shonda. Doo-doo. La, 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 la. High self-guidance for you, Jessica. Thanks for your donation. Jessica. High self-guidance for Jessica. Be vulnerable and listen. Be vulnerable and listen. Oh, maybe the communication is coming to you. This is like hard things to hear, but we've got to. You know, when someone wants to tell us something, then our ego comes out and we defend ourselves. We don't want to hear it. We want to, defend ourselves from it. It's that kind of an energy. There might be something that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear it. It's going to make you feel vulnerable, but you need to listen. Ooh, why? Because it's going to empower you. Okay, it's going to empower you in the long term. Even though we do the best with whatever we've got, we still trip up and we still give other people experiences, right? And those other people might come at us telling us, you know, when you did that thing, you gave me this experience and it wasn't good for me. And we might want to defend ourselves and say, I was doing the best I could at the time and all of that. You know, we want to defend ourselves in that way. But this is saying, like, don't do that. Instead, just listen. Because if we defend ourselves, it's like I did the best we can at the time. We stay in that stuck position of always doing that same thing. Whereas here, there's something to learn from it. If you're willing to listen to what they say, then there's some kind of a change that could come about in the way that you're handling things that's going to be empowering. It gives you the power then. So it's like getting the feedback and listening to the feedback gives you the power, right? So, for example, you might not want to hear a doctor's prognosis of you as having an issue. You might want to go, no, I'm healthy, but that's not going to give you the power to change things. But if you listen to them, then you might be able to take the power then and do something about it, make yourself healthy. It doesn't have to be a doctor's thing. I wasn't thinking it was something like that. I was thinking it was more like a personal thing, because I was thinking about like children getting in touch saying that thing was really hard for me. That thing that you did or that thing that you said. And having to listen rather than defend. Anyway, the point is, if you are allowing yourself and to vulnerably listen to it, there's an empowerment that can come out of it. You'll get something from it rather than defending. Well, hello, April. How are you? How's self-read for you? Loving people unconditionally, Charlie. Watch out for that. Save that for the children, not for other people in relationships. It's one way to get yourself into a big mess, unconditionally loving others, unless it's reciprocal. Anyway. April. High self-read. Freedom, love, and joy and mystery. Oh, headed into the unknown, April. But it's good. So what you're looking for, this freedom, joy, and love, is in the unknown. Sometimes we want to control it, or sometimes we want to predict it. Sometimes we get readings because we want to predict it, right? We want to know which direction we're headed in so we can kind of control it, so it's going to be more comfortable for us, a more comfortable ride. But you got the mystery card out, so no, you can't predict it. I mean, the best things can't be predicted, right? That's when the magic comes out. We'd miss the miracles in life, wouldn't we? If we got our own way and we could predict things. Because it's when all those synchronicities happen and it all comes together, that's when those kind of great things happen, right? Very positive energy, but you're into the unknown, you know. Oh, look at this. Own my idea and knowing. So this is what I was just talking about, that control, like wanting to know that it's a control. It's a control reflex that we've got to try and predict, but it's about control. Because we think that we can avoid pain or the unknown in a way by doing that. And so when we're too rigid, when we've got plans, when I think we all know someone that does that over planning kind of thing, and every moment of every day is planned. My ex-boyfriend Jared, his brother was married to someone like that. I think it was his brother married to someone like that. To try and organize everyone, give an itinerary. Very rigid. No magic could happen in that at all. Beware of over planning. Beware of over planning or wanting to predict it, April, because the magic can't happen. So let go and trust your higher self more in the universe, and okay, I'm in it for the ride, this enjoyable ride. Thanks for your donation, April. Hard to protect ourselves in those times because we don't want to give up on them, just like everyone's given up on us. Codependence. Huh? Codependence. Yeah. Projecting your hurt onto other people, going, I don't want you to hurt the way that I've been hurt. It's a distraction. You got to do it for yourself. Thank you, Maria. Am I destined to be more of a healer? Or a medium? Or continue as a reader? Let's ask the crystals. I mean, you can do whatever you want, really. And it's a development, you know. You're here not to find out what it is that you're supposed to be doing and do it. You're here to develop that, and so you can take it. You can do all of it if you want. But let's ask healer. Oh. Medium. Medium as in I speak to dead people. No. Reader. As you're doing now. We're talking longer term. Yes, reader. Communicator. What's your ascendant, Maria? What's your rising sign? You too, April. Oh. Doing what you love. Doing what you're brilliant at. a lot of it is about, it's not about what we're doing, of course, it's about our growth and how we're feeling in it, and us being more self-confident in what it is that we're doing, shining. It doesn't matter what you're doing, in a way. It's as long as you're shining in it, you know. Did you ever watch that movie about that guy, the plumber guy who installs toilets or something? What was that called? Kenny or something like that. And, you know, he was shining in what he was doing. Being shiny, being self-confident, having healed ourselves, you know what I mean? That kind of an energy is healing in itself to everyone else. Everyone feels real good. So do whatever you love, whatever is brilliant for you, whatever it is that you enjoy. I don't know what your rising sign is. You don't know what time you were born, Maria. Is that why? I'm just wondering whether you're Gemini rising, because a lot of us readers are Gemini rising, good the communicators. Okay, so this is more about you respecting yourself and tuning into yourself. What would I like to do? What do I really like to do? It's like I like doing readings, but I don't so much like the one-on-one readings anymore. I like doing these minis. I like doing videos. I really like doing videos. Really, really like doing videos. And I'm allowed. Do you know what I mean? The more I've healed myself, the more that I've realized I'm allowed to have a nice life and have nice things for myself and do nice things and do what I want to do, rather than thinking I'm here to help everyone else like the codependent does. I'm here to save the world and help everyone else. I'll do it despite myself, even though it's hard. I'll work really hard at this and I don't really enjoy it that much. I'll do it. It's not about doing that. It's about getting yourself shiny because you're doing what you love. So respecting yourself and then tuning into yourself. What would I really love to do? Which part of it do I really enjoy? And that can be about trying different things out as well, the healing stuff and the and all of that. And try it out, and if it's not a good fit for you, if you don't really enjoy it, then don't do any more of it. Hey, we'll put your birth information in one of the like Cafe Astrology or something like that. One of those sites, you can find what your ascending is. Find out where all your placements are. Your moon and your all that. So you get to decide, Maria, what it is that you want to do, and it can be in the moment, and it can change too, you know. It can change too. I was watching a video last night. Marquis Brownlee talking to Mr. Beast, YouTube. And Mr. Beast said, everyone thinks you're an idiot to do what it is that you're doing until you become successful, and then you're a genius. So the very things that they criticize you for, when you're pouring your energy into it, and they're saying that you're too focused on it, you're not, you need more balance. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. All the stuff that people tell you when you've got when you're fixated on something and you're doing something, they all think you're crazy until you get success, and then suddenly you're a genius. I thought it really interesting. So often it's why we have to get out of this people-pleasing mode, right? Because it actually prevents us from following what it is that would make us really happy. You like the app CoStar? I've not heard of that one. I usually just use Cafe Astrology, put my details in there, and you enjoy your tarot reading. Well, there you go. Keep on doing that, and don't let that not cause you to dabble in other things, but definitely don't let other people's criticism guide you, because quite often they'll steer you away from your zone of genius. I can't tell you the amount of people that have said to me, "What are you doing that for?" Especially kind of online businessy kind of people in business courses that I've been doing have said to me, no, you need to niche it. You need to niche it. Don't just read for everyone or everything or just like general stuff. You need to niche it. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. And it's like, I can't niche it. I can't pick one thing. How can I say to my guys, right, only tell me about this one thing now? I can't. I've got to give it as it comes. And each time I'm like, I can't niche it. How can I choose? I've got to keep on doing what I'm doing. So I carried on doing what I'm doing, and it's like, it works. We've each got to follow our own path and be true to ourselves. So just be careful of that. I found a lot of business courses, and I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in it. A lot of say how to launch something and stuff like that. Just all of that. I learned a lot from the teachers, but then they can kind of overstep the mark often in ways like that takes you from your path rather than on the path. Don't need a niche. No, I don't need a niche. Because the guides choose it. Like lately, it's been a lot about the divine masculine, divine feminine, which it wasn't before. Sometimes they go more into the healing stuff. It just depends on the energy that's going around and the people that have been drawn to me as well. I'm good. I'm good in doing this work. And it's not like it's not like I've got an agenda. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I've got I want a business that's going to be this and turn over this. No, I'm good. Flowing with it, doing it. And every time I try and have an agenda anyway, my guides go, oh, really? Yeah, you're going to do that? And they're just like, let's wait for her to get over that, start working with us again. And then I'm going to quit because it all turns to shit when I do things like that. When I listen to these business coaches and stuff. And then I go, okay, well, I'll just carry on as I was before. The guide's like, okay, we can work with her again. Yeah, one's true path comes most naturally. You don't have to work feverishly. I mean, there's got to be a work ethic and everything. You got to work at it. You don't get something for nothing in this world. We have to add energy to it, otherwise we're not going to get back from it. Wisely. We have to add energy wisely to it, otherwise we're not going to get anything back from it. Not just willy-nilly. Enjoying spiritual circle and listening to mediumship things. Yeah, and don't, just because someone else is doing something good and you think that's good, don't kind of punish yourself going, I should be able to do that thing. Yeah. I don't know. I would like to do more of the sports stuff, I think. This and that combined is really good, but I'd like to do more of it in the work, I think, the sports stuff. For work. Okay. What should we do now? Let's pull some of these out. So I picked this up when I was traveling before I got myself to this island here. In Barley. They're called Barley Blessing Cards. I've totally forgotten about these. Let's get some out. It's got a little booklet. And a bag of little cards. Freedom. Anyone remember when I used to put these cards? When I was in Bali, because there's so many pretty altars everywhere, I used to photograph these cards that I'd picked out for the day and put them on Instagram and on my Facebook. Do you remember that? Freedom. Freedom is the quality or state of being free and unrestricted. It's the exemption from controls, regulations, dependency. Remember this one. What I was getting from her. She's throwing down the books, the rule books. She's like, this shit. Liberty from bondage. That's why I love living here, to be honest. I mean, Thailand is kind of less restrictive than any other country. But especially this island, because we're such a small community here. I love it. Quote, "Just living is not enough," said the butterfly. "One must have sunshine, freedom, and a little flower." Ah, Hans Christian Andersen. How cute is that? Freedom. Throwing out the rule book. I've got to have freedom. It's so important to me. And that's another thing that I've told like these business coaches as well. Why don't you do this and that? It's because freedom is more important to me. Purpose. I remember my dad saying to me when I was doing my neurotherapy, "Why don't you pay someone else to do that? And like you could have like just buy more equipment and get a few people doing it and you could make a lot of money." I said to him, "Why would I want to pay someone else to do what I love doing? Why would I do that? That's insane. That's like paying someone else to eat your favorite meal." You didn't get it, you see. You just didn't get it. That I'm actually doing something that I really love to do. It's like, why would I want to pay someone else to do this? I wouldn't. Purpose is the reason why something is done or used. The reason why something is done or used. It's the aim or intention of something. It could be the aim or goal of a person or an intention. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Yay! Tenzin Gyatso said that, apparently. The purpose of our lives is to be happy and do whatever the hell we want. Our life experience is our own. It's for our own benefit. We're not here as saviors for everybody else. We're here to have a nice time for ourselves. Success. It's kind of a cute book, hey? I like it. Oh, about it. About the artist. Llewllyn. He creates masterpieces from the art space at famous Agni Fine Art Gallery, Barley. Success. What is success? I've got a successful life. Hi, Gabe. And Jolie. Thank you for your donation, Julie. Success. Success is a degree or a measure of achievement. Oh, guess what else as well? You know, said my ex is back on the island. He's wearing glasses now. We both got glasses at the same time. His is for short sight, though, because he's been doing this for a long time. Like having to hold his phone at arm's length and still unable to see it. He's needed glasses for a long time. Success is a degree or measure of achieving. An accomplishment of goals, attainment of wealth, honours, position. Yeah, I wouldn't say it is really. I wouldn't say it's those things. Wealth, honours, position. I think that's what people think it is. I don't think it is. I think success is like having a flowy, balanced, happy, full of joy and love and good times and feeling fulfilled in your work and all of that. That's success to me. It comes with love and abundance and all of that, yeah. But I think that this is what people think success is, right? Goals, attainment of wealth, honours, position. That's the illusion of success. That's the illusion of success. Success to me is living on a tropical island, making videos 3 days a week, working out a lot, doing my time, and having a good time. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Buddha said that. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Success. We'll get one more out just so it's nice. Oh, I'll show you the cards. Because there's space for one more here. I'll wobble the camera. That one doesn't want to come out. This one does. Communication, of course. Communication. How many cards of communication have we got out on the table? A lot. Same as Monday too. So we've obviously not communicated it yet, whatever they were going on about on Monday. Monday's was about something going down for the divine masculine, wasn't it? I can't remember. Communication was a big part of it then. Communication is the transmission of news, ideas, thoughts, and feelings through an act or process of using words, sounds, signs, or behaviors to express or exchange information, being open to send and receive information. It's a very factual way. That's what communication is, as written by a Virgo. You know, communication is the transmission of news, ideas, thoughts, and feelings. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes into his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes into his heart, said Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, it goes into his head. If you talk to him in his language, it goes into his heart. Is he talking about love languages? Maybe. Anyway, Barley blessing cards. Got them in a cafe, I remember. I got a natural mosquito repellent as well in there, which was like a perfume. It was beautiful. It wasn't so good at repelling mosquitoes, but it smelled really good. Let's do some Starchild tarot. Communication in a healthy way is difficult. It depends what we mean as healthy, really. Like this is saying, you know, often we can think that unhealthy communication is where other people hurt, but you can't mean you really can't. You can't do anything about that. Let's do these mini reads. Julie, what do you need to know at the moment? Jessica, I've been questioning that too. And then just doesn't, because, you know, he's got family here at the moment. What do you need to know at the moment, Julie? Thank you for your donation. Choose to change and grace. Go in there with the flow instead. So stopping trying to buck the current kind of thing. Stopping trying to push your agenda or have things go your way. Like just going with the flow. Like we were saying, like with the business, my business stuff. If I just went with the flow, if I just kept on doing what the guides told me to do, and then the ideas would pop up. Oh, I'll do a video. Oh, I'll focus on my YouTube channel. Oh, I'll start doing pick a card reads. If I do that, everything goes wonderfully. That is going with the flow. Every time I was like, okay, I'm going to go to this business coach and do this course and learn this. I would get some good stuff from it, yeah, but I would also get a lot of distraction and I should do this. I'm going to start doing it this way. And then as soon as my mind takes over like that, it just doesn't work. And this is saying the same thing for you too, Julie, is that you've just got to start going with the flow. It's so tempting, isn't it? Especially when we've got logical people around us, like that communication card said. Communication is this and that and that. When we've got logical people around us that are like that, they're kind of restricted. But they're very convincing. They're very convincing that they know what is. It's like the people that know the least are the most convincing. They shout the loudest, right? And they're heard the most because it kind of simplifies things. And the ones that are like wise enough to know that life is very complicated don't shout very loud. They're not that convincing because it's like, well, yeah, that's true and that's true too. It's not that convincing. Whereas the person that goes, no, black is black and white is white and there's no grey area, they're very convincing. And so you've got logical kind of King of Swordsy energy people around you that are very convincing to you. But this is saying, if you ever follow them, you get yourself into trouble. You book the current. You go against the flow. Grace is saying the flow wants to take you. So this is about a fundamental change of your approach to things and saying, no, I'm going to trust my higher self and it'll flow, They'll flow everything to me as I need it. When those logical people come along and go, don't you know that black is black and white is white? And if you just do black is black, then it will work. And it is going well. And so it could be that you're seeking too much and you're listening to those logical people. In other words, if you're thinking, oh, it isn't going very well, I've lost my way, I'm a little bit stuck, things should be happening. Watch out for that as well when people say, you should be more successful than you are, Claire. How come you're not out there more? You must be doing something wrong. What are you doing wrong? You should try this instead. That belief that there's something wrong with not just going with the flow, or that you should already be somewhere, you should be more successful than you are, you should have reached this level at your age, kind of thing. That can really trip us up and get us out of the flow. But what if everything's going well? Like, what if you're exactly where you should be right now? What if there's nothing going wrong? And if you have that mindset, you're less likely to be swayed by these logical people. So the not feeling like it's going very well, or feeling like you're stuck or something like that, has you open to destructive energies that knock you even further off track. Of course, because like energy attracts like energy. Oh, I'm not sure. And then someone says, I've got the answer. They don't. They're not sure either. They're so not sure that they think that they're sure. Yeah, those that know the least are the most sure. Just look at any teenager. Talk to any teenager. They are sure that they know everything about life because they don't know a thing. And then talk to a wise old person, know that they don't know anything. They're not so convincing anymore. Gabe, high self-guidance for you. It feels like it's been a while, Gabe. Oh, you see, you get very similar messages out each time, don't you, Gabe? It's not the weight and it's not the right, it's this. Success and sabotage. You quite often get the sabotage out, especially about abundance and success. Sabotaging it. Overthinking it. Just trying to tune into what the sabotage is. Overthinking it was the first thing that popped up. Not wanting to follow that idea because you can't see where it's going. You can't see how it would be good. Instead of just doing it for the hell of it and then being surprised and delighted when it leads you into success. Sabotage. Can you tell us more about Gabe's sabotage, success? Don't overthink it. Get support and freedom. That get support can be so tricky, can't it? Because there's all kinds of different energies out there, all kinds of people. And we're less selective the younger we are, right? About who we'll let into our lives. And so we listen to all kinds of people, especially when we're children, we'll listen to everybody. And then even as young adults, we'll listen to a lot of people and, soak it all in. And people, with all kinds of different vibrations, but we listen to them. Then as we get older, we get more selective, get more deliberate about who we let into our lives. But this can be tricky then because we've had all of those experiences of asking for support or supporting others and wanting to get help from others, and it's all got very messy because of people's vibrations and our vibration, and we've had all of these experiences which are disappointing. We're pretty sure that no one's going to support us or help us out with things, or if they do, it'll end up backfiring on us. We end up giving more than we get back, and is it even worth it? And so it can seem like freedom is independence, and it is at first, especially if you've had all the wrong people around you. Freedom is in independence and shutting down and being a hermit. It's like when you're really unhealed and wounded, being a hermit and meditating all the time, it's very soothing. I mean, there's something beyond that, but it is very soothing. What's beyond that? That being an island and that being soothed and all of that is, well, once you've got that clean vibration, it's putting yourself out there, but not with the people that you used to put yourself out there with. It's with new people. I think it's saying it's time to open up now, okay, to the right people. And the good thing about hermiting away is we're more sensitive to other people's energies, and we can more easily discern whether we want that person in our life or not, whether they're going to be good for us or not. I feel like this is saying, if you don't overthink things and open up a little bit more, but be discerning, don't just be like wildly open, be discerning about it, but open up and go, okay, I'm ready to get out there again, but I'm going to be careful this time. Some of my most favorite people now, I noticed, have very few friends, very selective. They're very selective people. That's why I like them, is they're very selective in that way. It's not that they're not open, but it's their, your rising signs are Leo. Ooh. It's not that they're not open, but there's being superficially open. Do you know what I mean? Saying, like, just being open to new people, saying, hey, how are you? Finding out about them, but you don't like let them into your house and let them into your life and get committed to them and things like that. That's what I'm noticing about my favorite people now. I guess because that's a reflection of how I'm handling things now. Anyway, your freedom is found there, not in the hiding away thing. It's in integrating, but with the right people this time. Okay. Rose, thank you for your donation. Is that you, RP? Oh, interesting, because, yeah, one of those people that I'm talking about uses those initials. You're welcome, Julie Jolie. Have you got a question, Rose? Probably putting it in right now. Get on with the tarot while you're doing that. The Four of Crystals is out next. Holding our energy back. Why though? I thought these cards were saying it's time not hold back. Just speak it out. So much junk. No, if you've got a website and you've got your email address on the website, you get so much junk mail. Four of Crystals. Although you've reached a wonderful state of success, it may be a good time to take a closer look at your priorities. Are you spending too much time focusing on materialistic things or personal affluence, such as possessions, the accumulation of wealth, or social status? You should continue to take pride in all that you've achieved, but not let the illusion of physical wealth get in the way of who you really are. I doubt there's anyone that is doing that in here. This can indicate the desire for stability, settling, or a conservative lifestyle. You know, in books like this, you can tell that someone's got a chip on the shoulder when it says stuff like that. I doubt that the author of these cards in this book has got that going on as well. But they're obviously very judgy about people that do have that going on, to focus on that, you know. This can indicate the desire for stability, settling, or a conservative lifestyle that prevents any risk-taking behavior. Okay. A desire for stability, settling, or a conservative lifestyle that prevents any risk-taking behavior. Now we're talking. So when we're talking about these speaking up about things, this is what could hold us back from it. But I'm a peacemaker. I don't stir the pot. I desire stability. I don't want to hurt people. It can prevent us from taking any risk-taking behavior, which is speaking out to somebody what needs to be said. It can also reflect hoarding or negative attachments that stunt personal growth or change. Is there a void you're trying to fill emotionally by holding on to things that mask a sense of security in your life? Is there? Possessiveness, obstacles, possessions, resistance to change. It can be a fear of poverty as well. This could also mean that you're spending too much time focusing on work and not prioritizing your energy in a healthy way. Try spending some time with yourself and the people you love. An opportune time to maintain balance, or else important opportunities or experiences may go unnoticed. So it's more about balance, this, and maybe why we've been holding our energy back and not, or holding our words back and not saying something. Could be. Do you just want a general guidance, Rose? That's all right, Charlie. We all have these, resistances. That's why we have the blocks, right? Don't want to hear it at first. And when I was talking about the business people that I was listening to, I thought it was that at first. I thought, no, I do need to listen to these people. It's just me wanting to be right kind of thing. And it was the opposite was true. I kind of undermined myself in a way and did the opposite to that. I let my ego go a little bit too much. Because the ego is a healthy thing. It can be unhealthy too. Just got to be more aware of it. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing the brain stuff, and I used to be a neurotherapist and treat people with attention deficit, anxiety, depression, or any kind of neurological problems as well. And we really don't want a loss of ego like that. It's a condition. It's it leads to people being severely mentally ill, and not being able to attach to other people and, in a positive way. Unable to love themselves. But yeah, quite often, there's ego reactions to readings for sure. I think we all have that, I'm aware of that, especially in the pick a card reads too, and I feel it. I feel it when people are deluding themselves, especially if it's a positive reading, and I'm like, guide, there's going to be people watching this that are in these crappy, toxic situations, and they're going to be taking this as their reading and totally deluding themselves. Guides are like, yeah, I know. But what can we do? Rose! What to do with yourself? Oh, a new job. I don't know what to ask. Let's see. Rose doesn't know what to do. That unknown, though, it's where, it's where all of the, it's where everything is available, right? When everything is up in the air, anything is available. It's a good place to be. Innocent and healing. You see, it's not time to move yet. It's not time to move on. You're still healing yourself. Look, sometimes we're just not ready. I remember a friend saying to me, this was years ago, I was living in Byron Bay. I had my shop there, and she was complaining to me about this relationship she was in. And I said to her, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. She said, oh, yeah, you are. You are. And she was trying to convince me that I was. And I'm like, no, really, I'm not. I'm a bit of a mess right now. She's like, I know you're ready for a relationship. And it's like, oh, I can see what your problem is now. You know, some people think they're ready for something before they actually are. And I feel like that's where you are right now. So it feels like you're in a state of limbo, like things aren't moving and you want things to move. Like, what shall I do next? And your higher self is like, I'm giving you a gift at the moment. You've got time for yourself. You're healing. You're innocent. Like, it's all about you, really. So, no, it's not the time to add anything at the moment or do something. It's not the time for doing. It's the time for being. It's the time for healing yourself, feeling better. It's the respite. Travel and compassion. Oh, travel. What did you say about that? Yeah, you're not ready. See, travel and compassion. You might want to go somewhere just for you. Compassion for yourself. Travel and compassion. I don't know. Sometimes when I was traveling, when I got to a new place, especially, it so often was about a breakup. I was traveling with this guy and it was terrible. And I kept on breaking up with him and moving on. And each time that I did, I would feel sick. Not sick to be leaving behind. I would kind of go through some kind of a healing crisis, you know, get a cold or something like that, or a stomach bug or something like that, and just need to lay low in a hotel for a few days to recover. And yeah, and it's that energy. I needed to do that each time. It's recovery time. So you might want to do that. I mean, you might want to go on a retreat or something like that for yourself. This isn't like go around traveling, being compassionate to other people. It's like compassionate to yourself. A a healing kind of a retreat sort of thing. All about you. All about you right now. Hmm. That's nice, Rose. So don't push yourself. Jessica, what about you? Thanks for your donation. Next up, we've got the Five of Wands for everybody. You may be experiencing some setbacks at this time. As surrounding ideas or values may clash with your own. Clashes. Mm-hmm. Could be that you'll find yourself up against someone else who is equally ambitious as you are. If you feel as though you've stumbled, know that you have the strength to pick yourself up again. Now more than ever, it is important that you honor your heart and make your priorities clear. This card is not about teamwork, but personal goals and ambitions. I was getting from that some of us need to step up for ourselves, like stop putting other people first and step up for ourselves. In other words, this communication could be stopping trying to be nice to other people and standing up for our heart and what it wants. There's going to be some fallout, right? It's like if you're headed for a relationship and you're claiming that you love that person, they love you, you're claiming that, you're telling them how you feel. But say your friend likes them too, or say you know their ex and know that they're going to be upset. You might be placing your friend or their ex's feelings above your own and not speaking out about it to avoid the clash. Not the band, the clash, but to avoid that clash. That could be why you're holding your energy back. It's just saying, like, don't do that. Don't take the hit of someone else's stuff. Prioritize yourself. Oh, Jessica, is this situation ever going to evolve into something more? Is it going to evolve into something more for Jessica? Yes. Tell us about that, Jessica's higher self. It's going to evolve to something more. Hey, Glenny. Thanks for your donation as well, Glenny. Jessica, trust yourself. Trust yourself. Okay. So this is about questioning yourself, you know. Am I right? Am I wrong? If I'm right, if my intuition is right about this person, why aren't they doing it right now? Why aren't they here right now? It could be about that. So this is more about you trusting yourself and trusting your intuition, and this is why you get readings often. It's why people get readings for that validation. That's how I hope my readings are used, to affirm what you already know in yourself, give you that confirmation so that you're more likely to trust your own intuition, so that I don't need to tell you, so that I can go off to the beach to this party instead, go training, do the things that I like to do. So patience, yeah. You're aware of it. You're aware of it. Questioning yourself so much. Not that there's not going to be challenges along the way, right? So when you're given the go ahead, yes, it's going to turn into something more. It's going to develop from here. That's not saying and they all live happily ever after, and there was never a challenge ever again, because we don't live in Disneyland. So there are going to be challenges along the way, yes. And now, and this patient. I mean, of course, anyone not having to be patient at the moment, like seriously, the threshold card, I feel like tearing it up and throwing it away. It's come out so much. But anyway, you're appreciated. And what does this mean? You're appreciated. It means you're appreciated by the universe and the guides, which means, yes, you're in challenging situations. It's helping you to grow. You're also challenging other people and helping them to grow as well. And you're really appreciated for that, for your willingness just to be that and to do that and to follow your guidance and do that. So no more questioning yourself. You know this. And I get it. And I think it's good that you do question yourself as well, because like I said, there's a lot of people that are watching readings and just wanting to pick out the positive readings and go, that's mine, that's my person. Someone wrote on my Facebook page, yes, this is wonderful. It's so, like, for one of the picker cards, saying, oh, it's so wonderful. It's so good to hear that they're coming in. And yeah, they've just got to get out of jail first. Oh, I'm like, holy shit, guys, come on. Don't let someone like that watch these readings and think that they've got a divine masculine who's in prison. Like, you don't. Like, guys, come on, help me out here. Oh, like I say to them, bring the right people. But then they say, you're appreciated. They say the same thing to me. You're appreciated. Sometimes people need that, right? They need the confirmation to go down the wrong road enough, so that it hits them in the face, so that they can't ignore it anymore. And sometimes I've got to be okay with providing that service too. So it's kind of good. It's healthy that you question yourself. Let's put it that way. But then when you get the confirmation, you can stop questioning yourself, right? Yeah, there's a threshold card in this deck, and it comes out all the time. It comes out so much. We're on the verge of something, but we've been on the verge of something for a very long time, and the verge of something, the threshold of something, for the guides, seems to be much longer than a much longer. There's a patience card as well. I'll throw that one away. It's this one. Threshold. You know when a cat stands at the door, open the door, and they're not sure whether they want to go in or not, go out or not. So they just stay there wanting the option. Glenny, if you wanted to know if you'll quit your second job or if they'll fire you. Oh. Will you quit or will I fire you? You know, I like that you donated $5.55 and PayPal took 50 cents of it and says 505 left. A lot of fines, a lot of change there. Gleneve, wanted to know if you quit my what? Yeah, quit your second job. Okay, will you quit your second job? No, he'll get fired. Oh, I'm not necessarily hearing that. Hang on. Will you get fired? No, no. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I was getting a no to both of it. It will never end. No. Well, what could be the other scenario? There's another scenario. Reach out and follow my knowing. It's kind of a moving forward from there. I don't understand how it could work, but it could be that your second job leads you to something else. We're saying no to both of it, so it's not so much of a quitting and walking away. I feel like it's a walking forward through someone. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's neither of them. So what I'm getting from that is probably it is a quit, but it's not going to be like, I'm done with this, I quit. You're going to quit because you're moving on to something else. You're reaching out to something more. You'll intuitively know when the time is right, though. But this is not like, I've had enough of this, I'm going to quit and then look for something else. I feel like something else is going to come along first. What about your love life? Been single for a long time. But that's going to change, but you've got to change it. That's going to change, but you've got to change it. The move away card says that you've got to change it. Tell us more about this. Fear of lack and understanding that, right. So you can't change it while you think there's nobody out there for you. All the good ones are taken. When we're talking about relationships, this fear of lack card, it's all of those kind of beliefs. All the good ones are taken, all the good ones are gay. There's that energy of, if I put myself out there, I'm going to have to settle for something that I don't really want. You're going to have to change that mindset first and understand where that mindset comes from. That mindset comes from all the disappointments that we've had in the past when we were choosing badly. I was listening to, it was yesterday, I was listening to a Matthew Hussey video on YouTube, and they were talking about what is a red flag and what's not a red flag. So his brother was saying, like, is it a red flag when they do this? And him and there was someone else there as well. I don't know who it was. I wasn't watching it. I was just listening to it while I was doing something else. And they were both commenting on it, kind of thing. Well, that to me is a red flag because of this. And the other one saying, no, it's not a red flag to me because of this. And there was always nuances about it and everything. Anyway. Matthew said in it, what was it they was talking about? They were talking about losing it. When somebody hates all of their exes, right? Is that a red flag? If someone hates all of their exes, right? Or, if you meet someone and they go, oh yeah, my ex was crazy. And that ex before that was crazy too. To me, that's a red flag, right? And it's like, I know that they're the crazy one when someone tells me that. Not that I'm friends with all of my exes, but I'm friends with quite a lot of them, especially the recent ones, because I'm not making such shitty decisions anymore in my love life. The ones that I'm not friends with, the ones that I think are crazy and all of that, are the ones that I chose when I was making shitty decisions for myself in my life. And I'm kind of owning that. And so what Matthew was saying was, it depends. It depends how many they've got, because yes, you can have one experience, but if it's one after the other and they've all got the same things, then you're picking that and you're picking it over and over again. In other words, it's still a red flag. It's still a red flag, because if you're saying like you hate all your exes and they're all like that, it's a red flag. You're not choosing. You're not choosing right. You're making the same mistake over and over again. You don't learn, And so the reason I'm bringing that up is that we get this fear of lack because of experiences like that. And if we've had experiences on repeat, we've got to learn from that and stop choosing it. We can't tell ourselves, no, I should be able to choose someone like this and love them to fix them or something like that, You need to understand where you've been and learn from it and stop choosing it is what I'm getting there. So that's how you're going to change it. So it doesn't surprise me that you've been single for so long, been closed down to it, because you're expecting more of the same. You're expecting yourself to make the same mistake again and choose the same kind of person again. Right. Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't complaining. Like, PayPal take the fees, and I don't complain about that. They do a great service. Like, it's insane. I've been with PayPal for so long, for so many years now, that when I transfer money out of my PayPal account into my bank account, it happens within a few hours. It says 3 to 5 working days. They trust me now because I've been with them so long that it happens in a matter of hours. And I don't. I know some people complain about the fees in PayPal. It's about the same as the credit card purchases, to be honest. I think they provide such an amazing service that I don't mind about paying 50 cents for in $5 for the service that they provide. It's great. I wasn't complaining about the PayPal fees at all. I just thought it was funny because it was right there in front of me, 555, and now 050 and then 505. All the fives on the screen. Choosing someone to fix them, right? And we often do that when we want to kind of repeat. I know in myself, I was doing a repeat of, I'll choose someone like my dad, abusive, and get them to love me this time. Stop doing that. Oh my God. It was my first boyfriend's dad's birthday the other day. He's my friend on Facebook. His daughter is my friend on Facebook. I think it was her that posted the pictures anyway. My ex was in the pictures. And I'm like, holy shit, he looks just like my dad. Like, he looks just like my dad. I had no idea. I started going out with him when I was 15 and broke up with him when I was 20. I'm pregnant. My oldest son is his. We need to fix ourselves, yeah, and then choose better. I'm really picky now. I'm so picky now that all like the guys here are like, what's wrong with you? Like, they'll all give it a go, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with me. Everything's right with me. I'm picky. No, I'm not going to go out with you or whatever. I know what it is that I want. There's nothing wrong with that. There's everything that's right with that. And I think it's because I look younger than I am that all of these young moms think they can be with me, and that they think that I'm on the same page as them. and that's what I want. And it's like, no. Next up, we've got perspective. Changing our minds about something, are we? Apparently. What time is it? Oh my God, I've been going 2 hours. You're kidding me. I expected it to be an hour and a half. You're welcome. Perspective. Maybe a good time to pause, take a deep breath, review your plans. If you feel stuck, do not make hasty decisions just yet. Sometimes looking at things from another angle or perspective can shift the energy of a challenging situation. It may be that you need to let go of something and make some kind of sacrifice, which may initially leave you feeling vulnerable. Know that this too will pass. You just need some time to review your plans. This is a transitional phase where you're able to recalibrate your beliefs, situation, or life goals. Take this time to meditate on your personal hopes and dreams. Personal hopes and dreams. When one door closes, another always opens. What are my options at this time? Where do my true passions lie? And how am I honoring them? Honoring yourself. This is about honoring yourself above other people as well. We've got to claim what it is that we want. We can't take a step back, put everyone else first, and then hope that at some point in time someone's going to put us first, because they're not. You may not be seeing the larger scope of your life or of a given challenge at this time. It's important to let go of any judgments or expectations you have imposed on others or yourself. Oh, I just got a flash then of something in my memory. It lit something up inside my brain. Ew, it was a devastating situation. You might resonate with this. A friend. I can't remember who it was now. It must have been one of my parents' friends or something like that. It was an older person that they were friends. No, it wasn't. It was someone I was working with in Byron. Okay. It made me cry. She made me cry when she told me. And it was about my ex. It was about the first boyfriend that I had, because we loved each other a lot. And he just got in touch with me when I was in Byron again. He'd got in touch with me again. It had been years that we'd been out of touch. And I was telling her about it. She was the receptionist at a healing center that I was working at. I was renting a room from there doing my neurotherapy, and I don't know. I wasn't sure. I can't remember if I was already doing readings and stuff there. But I was telling her about him. I'm like, he was my first boyfriend. We really loved each other, but it all went horribly wrong when I was pregnant. And we broke up, and not being into, well, we had been a little bit in touch, as in, are you ever going to have anything to do with this baby kind of thing. I'm good with being a single parent. I kind of chose to do it by myself, and he was okay with that too. But anyway, he got back in touch, and so I was emotional about it, because we were talking a lot and catching up with each other, and confusing time for me. But I was telling her all about that, and then she started telling me her story, and it's that I'm remembering now. Because it was heartbreaking what she said, is that she and she was crying when she told me. She'd got this love of a life person, but he was married, and and his wife had cancer, and he was, or some kind of an illness, and he was standing by her doing the right thing, and so they couldn't be together. He was the love of her life. She was the love of his life, but he continued to do the right thing by being with his ex. It was ex energy. I'm saying ex, but no, he was still married. They both chose her over themselves. And that might make you think, that's a great thing. Isn't that a great thing? They were so selfless. No, it's not a great thing. It's not. Two broken hearts not choosing themselves. You might have to change your mind about that. You might be putting someone else in front of you is what I'm getting from this. You might need to change your perspective on that. It made me cry when she was telling me that story. It's like, seriously? Like, why didn't they break up? Well, because she was ill. It's like what you said, like they had a terrible relationship. I'm like, yeah. Why didn't they split up? There could have been someone else to look after her. You could have been happy. It was a terrible story because I think what happened was she died of the illness and then he died shortly after. Or something like that. It was tragic when she told me. It was terrible. Don't do that. Don't be putting someone else's heart above your own. It might not be in their karma to have anything positive from that. They might not, you know? Yikes. Anyway, it's important to let go of any judgments or expectations you may have imposed on others or yourself. If you're feeling stuck, take some time to review your plans and intentions. Are you taking the time to explore what makes you truly happy? Or are you pressured onto an uncomfortable path? Yeah. Are you pressured onto an uncomfortable path? Thinking it's the right thing. Take some time to mull things over and surrender to your inner light. It's not the right thing to do to put other people's feelings above your own, especially if you're presuming what their wishes are and what their karma is and everything like that. We have to listen to our own guidance. We just have to listen to our own guidance. You might need to change your mind about something. There could be a reason that you're not speaking out, and it could have something to do with all of that I just said. Wheel of Fortune, because things are moving now. 8 of Wands. Fast. Toward your goals. I feel like we need to set ourselves free to actually attain our goals. I think that's what it's saying here, but that means us like facing something and changing our minds about it and doing something about it and communicating about it, even though there's going to be fallout. Things need to get moving now. The universe is going to push us into it. The elephant in the room isn't being spoken about because we're trying to manage it, is what I'm getting here. Yeah, we create our own hell through doing that, putting other people first. I also call it like jumping on other people's grenades, you know? Taking the hit of what other people have created in their lives. If they've done a shitty thing in their life and then we think, well, I'm going to be nice to them, we're taking the hit of the grenade that they've thrown, right? They've thrown a grenade, they should take the blast of that, the karma of that. And if we try and shield them from it, we end up taking the hit from it. And then the universe is like, what the hell are they doing? They're meant to choose what feels best to them. I thought we had a foolproof method here, a system of guidance where they feel good, it's on the path. But these stupid muggles, they just keep on choosing the thing that they don't want to make someone else happy. Because religions have told us to do that. And it's like the universe tearing its hair out, going, what can we do with these people? What can we do? Well, we'll send a Claire in to tell them. And then I'll resist it when she's saying it, but she'll get through to them in the end. Anyway, let's tidy up. Let's get out of here. I've got videos to make. So thank you, everyone, for coming along. Thanks for all your donations. Hope you got a lot from that. And what's going to be on tonight? How they're feeling about you is the pick a card read that's going to be out this evening. So check that out on my channel. Click like on this video. Click subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come along to the Facebook group. This one. Join that. There you go. Psychic Cafe Club. Keep in touch with each other. And let's do this all over again on Friday. Friday. Hang on. Am I going to be here? Yes, I'm going to be here on Friday. Friday's what? Christmas Eve. Morning for me. For a lot of you, it'll be on the 23rd. Oh yeah, I've got to go and get my lunch today. Okay. So much to do. You're welcome. Thanks for everyone's donations and all of that. And have a good day. And I'll see you here in 2 days' time. Do it all over again. Bye.